What's up, nation? Today let's talk about my top 5 most anticipated Nintendo Switch titles coming in 2021. Alright everyone, so today I want to make a video for all Nintendo Switch fans out there because we have a lot of exciting stuff to look forward to in the year of 2021 if you are a fan of Nintendo. Now, Nintendo likes to save their announcements for last minute, so every single game that I talk about today, some of which are speculated and not confirmed yet by Nintendo themselves because it's been well over a year since we've had a mainline Nintendo Direct and they tend to leave games unannounced or unconfirmed until the last minute, so we will probably continue to see them do that trend in 2021, but because of the light year that they had in 2020, I think we have some fantastic titles, and I had to narrow it down to just 5 for this countdown list in order to kind of consolidate it all and put it in one video for you guys. But I want to share with you my top 5 games that I can't wait to come out on the Nintendo Switch in 2021. Now, before we do hop into all the details today, I just want to quickly invite you all to join Sunbro Nation if you haven't done so already. Do so by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy the content today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming and console news as we're in the new generation of gaming. And by the way, guys, doing that will enter you in my PS5 giveaway that I'm completing at the end of January. But with that, guys, let's dive into the details. So starting off our countdown at number 5 is a unconfirmed release, but it is something that I strongly believe we could see in the year of 2021 on the Switch, and that is a new Donkey Kong Country game of some sort. Whether that be Tropical Freeze 2 or just a brand new environment altogether, that remains to be seen. But since that game was originally released on the Wii U, it has now been over 7 years, if you can believe that. It originally came out in 2014. They then ported it to the Switch in 2018, where it did sell very well, and I think that we see something else from Donkey Kong come out in 2021. Now, the thing that this game has to offer is fantastic side-scrolling platforming. If you grew up in the 90s like I did, or if you just appreciate these type of games, this one is one that does not hold back on difficulty, and it asks a ton of skill from the player, so you really have to actually grind out every level and get good enough to pass it. There's no toned down easy difficulty settings. They did add in Funky Kong for the younger kids to be able to play on the Switch version, but I will tell you that if you are a hardcore Donkey Kong Country fan like I am, you will absolutely enjoy Tropical Freeze if you haven't played through it yet, and I just couldn't be more excited to see what Nintendo's team may be working on for the year of 2021 in this Donkey Kong Country franchise. So let's hope we see something confirmed soon from Donkey Kong, but I do think this is something that could easily be included in whatever next mainline Nintendo Direct happens when that happens. So let's hope for a big return for Donkey Kong in 2021. My next game on our countdown list, coming in at number 4, is whatever Nintendo is working on to celebrate Zelda's 35th anniversary. I have a few different videos discussing my opinions on what I think we'll see, so make sure you look for those on the channel. But I will tell you guys that I think that it makes a lot of sense for them to do some kind of compilation package, or at the very least release the Wii U ports over to the Switch of both Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. And then if they don't do that, I hope we see them re-release the HD version of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask in a combo pack where you get 2 games for $60. I think that would sell phenomenally, and I think gamers really want to experience those titles on the Switch who haven't yet. So there is a bunch of speculation around what we might see for Zelda's 35th anniversary, but if it's any of those titles I mentioned, or even if it's Skyward Sword HD with reworked controls, they're obviously going to have to do something creative there, since we have the Switch Lite that does not have Joy-Cons, and then the Switch that does have Joy-Cons, you can still just keep the motion control in there. I'll be really excited to see what Nintendo's going to do with Skyward Sword, because they have to do something. It is the origin story for the Legend of Zelda series, so I don't know what game I'm most excited about on this list, and that's why it's at number 4, because we don't know what we're going to get yet, but we do know that we will see something for the Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary, and let's hope it's more games rather than less. But that's going to come in at number 4 for me, because I know that Nintendo's going to be doing something, and whatever it is will be very exciting for all of the Legend of Zelda fans. So let's hope we get some kind of official announcement from Nintendo soon on Zelda's 35th anniversary. Now, coming in at number 3 on my list is some sort of a Metroid title. I do think that we will see something from Nintendo this year in the Metroid family, because not only is it Zelda's 35th anniversary, it is also Metroid's. And I think it makes more sense to see probably a 2D Metroid released this year as opposed to Prime 4, just simply for the fact that Prime 4 was scrapped and restarted from the ground up, and they are still hiring people as of the end of 2020 to actually lead the team in development. So I don't think we're quite close enough to see that come out in 2021. That's most likely a 2022 title. However, it has been quite some time since we've seen Samus's Return, which was released on the 3DS and sold decently well, and I think that the Nintendo knows that they have such a hardcore Metroid fan base at this point that whatever title they put out will sell, and I think that it makes more sense to do a 2D style themed Metroid, which we are long overdue for and haven't had one on a console, so like a mainline console, since the actual Super NES. So I think that this is time to put one back on the home TV, a 2D Metroid, but obviously touched up with like the 3D style visuals. I think they could really pull off the right type of gameplay and world here, and I think any Metroid fan would be super excited to pick this up day one if they do release it in 2021 like I'm predicting. I do think this will be a back half of the year game release, but hopefully if Nintendo does some kind of direct E3 presentation this year, we'll see whatever the Metroid team is working on in terms of a 2D Metroid for 2021. Coming in at number 2 on my list is none other than the Pokemon remakes that I think we will see released in 2021. Now, we are actually starting to see a lot of Pokemon information come out as it is the 25th anniversary for Pokemon, and we are expecting a mainline Pokemon Direct to happen sometime at the end of February, according to all the rumors and speculation, and I do think that makes a lot of sense, and it's going to be in line with the 25th anniversary. Now, the remakes that I think we will see released towards the back half of 2021 are the Diamond and Pearl remakes, as they are the ones that have not yet received a remake of any kind. The other direction Nintendo could go is they could continue the Let's Go series and then start at Silver and Gold again, but I don't think that we're going to see that. In fact, there's even more info pointing to Diamond and Pearl remakes just recently, as Nintendo actually had 2 subdomains under the Pokemon website go live with Diamond and Pearl remakes, or Diamond and Pearl web addresses basically established, which probably just shows that they're working on some kind of promotional site at this point. So there's a lot of info pointing to the fact that we will probably see this come out in 2021, and I am so excited to see what Nintendo will do. I do think that they won't go the Let's Go route. If it's Diamond and Pearl remakes, it'll probably just be more of that hardcore gameplay like a lot of fans like, but I do hope we see some of the changes and the evolutions that they brought into the series with Sword and Shield, and even some of which with Let's Go, which I enjoyed all of those titles. So I hope we see that officially announced soon. This is actually one that I think we could see announced as soon as the end of February, so make sure you stay tuned into the news sources that you like for that. But Diamond and Pearl remakes is absolutely going to be a staple title for me in 2021, and let's hope we get the official announcement soon. If you've seen many of my other Nintendo-related videos on the channel, you probably are not surprised that my number 1 most anticipated game in 2021 for the Nintendo Switch is Breath of the Wild 2, or the sequel to Breath of the Wild. We still don't know what the official title will be, but I do think this is a 2021 release. I think it's their holiday seller, and I also think that this could maybe be the punchline game that maybe they reveal the Nintendo Switch Pro or a 4K version of the Switch, like we're seeing all of the reports suggest. Now, the 4K Switch may come out sooner than what Breath of the Wild does, but I think that Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be a system seller for Nintendo, and people who haven't picked it up yet will pick it up alongside of that game. So I think we could see some really exciting stuff happen when this game comes out. Now, the things to keep in mind, some people think this is a 2022 release, which it totally could be. Nintendo does like to take their time with Zelda. The reason that I don't think it is they are building this in the same Hyrule and in the same engine of Breath of the Wild. So we're not seeing a fresh from the ground up start here. We're going to see very similar visuals to what we saw in Breath of the Wild, the first game, and they're already done with that engine and a big chunk of the world. I'm sure we see some underground parts or different dungeons and things that weren't in the original world, but it's kind of like starting, ahead of time. They already are starting quite a few steps ahead of when they typically would with a new game in development. So I think 2021 is absolutely the year of Zelda. It's going to be the game that closes out Zelda's 35th anniversary. So, holiday season, put down on your calendar Breath of the Wild 2. I think we absolutely see it released this year, and I can't wait to see the dark vibe of this game. The way that Nintendo has presented it to us so far is probably the most exciting setup in a story that I've seen, and that we get the classical Ganon who's you know, held down beneath the temple. I think they could go in so many different fantastic directions with the story, so hopefully we see some more gameplay or another trailer for this game soon, because it has been over a year now, or coming up on a year, since we've seen the initial E3 trailer. So I do think that we're well overdue for information, and I can't wait until we see the next announcement for Breath of the Wild 2. Thanks so much for watching the video today, everyone. I do truly appreciate you all sticking around until the end. I do at this point in the video want to invite you all to leave me a comment. Share with me your own personal top 5 Nintendo Switch games that you want to see come out in 2021 in the comments down below, and let me know which one you were most excited for out of that top 5. And then guys, before I do end the video, I do just want to quickly invite you all one more time to join Sunbro Nation if you haven't done so already. Do so by subscribing below, hit the like button on your way out in this video if you enjoyed the content today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming and console news as we're in the new generation of gaming. That's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you all have a great day. Sunbro Nation, out.